Here we go.
Welcome once again
Yes.
to the Fuentes Show. Just a couple of savages. And considering the last 3 recordings that we did, we are somewhat savage.
Very. A lot. Do we regret it?
No.
Will we say it again? No, I don't think I would.
No, probably not.
No.
No, there was no punchline. We were supposed to be making jokes, and the punchline just failed.
Yeah.
I mean, the punchline was non-existent.
Yes, it was not. Yeah. Okay. Start off. I saw on I was looking at something on my phone, and it was talking about how conservative moms about Burger King, a commercial Burger King. I don't know if you heard about it.
Was it
The big burger that Burger King made?
Yeah.
And the commercial, the guy said, "Damn, this is a good burger," or something like that.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know, it riled me up. It did rile me up.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like they made a really big deal out of just one word. I feel like there's things that we should really be worrying about, but we're worried okay, this commercial said "damn." Is this really what you want to make a big deal out of? Because there's making Burger King, they're trying to make Burger King restart the whole, try to delete that scene or take off the commercial. I feel like it's too much. It's just too much.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume that by now certain words shouldn't really carry that sort of just shock.
Yeah.
Shock value. Like damn.
Damn. I'm and how they worded it, it was the D word.
I saw that. I just saw the headline. I didn't read the.
I was like, what? Because I didn't know what D words. What? I was in my head. I was like,
dick.
I was like, these dicking. I was like, because in my head that's not really a curse.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know some people do think, but to make a big deal out of it, to make try to make a Burger King delete that and make a big deal out of it, I feel like it's too much.
Well, I mean, we live in a relatively comfortable society, culture, country. I mean, what do we really have to worry about? I mean, everything is blown out of proportion. And everybody's always looking for someone. And that's why people will probably not listen to us. If they get offended with damn, then the shit we've been saying for the past, since we started, is way more obscene.
Oh yes.
Sure.
I mean, yeah. I mean, but it would be understandable.
Yeah.
They get mad at what we said. I mean,
it made me upset.
It's pretty depressing though. I mean, it's pretty saddening. It's we're not civilized at all.
I thought we were more intelligent, to be honest, and that's something that I've realized. I am not as intelligent as I thought I was. Listening to myself, yeah. Especially because I thought I was eloquent and my conversations flowed, but they don't. They're very stuttery, awkward, and I have no punchline.
We're just not comedians.
Probably not.
The jokes. We tried to make a joke and it failed.
Yeah. But see, that's the funny thing is because we would have made those same jokes without it being recorded and we would have still laughed as hard.
Yeah.
But since we didn't have playback, now that we got playback, we listen to it and we're like, I can't believe I said that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, the whole Burger King thing, I honestly, I wish I had a few minutes to think about it because it is completely absurd. I think, it's completely absurd that people are making a big deal.
Yes.
Out of the D word, out of damn.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is. And the reasoning is kind of just awful. It's these kids. It's they mostly said because the kids watch it.
Yeah.
And I mean, it does. I don't get it because even if you are, because conservatives like they stick to like tradition.
Yeah.
But even they like give their kids phones.
Yeah.
And any kid that has a phone, I mean, dude, they're allowed to a bunch of awful things. Damn is like one word that does is like completely awful what other people say.
Yeah.
On a commercial. Mostly now, no one really watches commercials.
Yeah.
People buy YouTube and fuck it with premium where you can just skip commercials. You don't have to watch that.
Yeah.
It's only parents that actually keep on watching TV.
Oh, so it was a commercial on TV?
I'm guessing for like people to say it. I didn't really I didn't want to watch a commercial because I was like, even if I watched it, it wouldn't change my mind.
Yeah.
I mean, it really does. And even if they put it on YouTube, most people don't even. Everybody hates ads.
Yeah.
They're gonna skip them.
Yeah.
Even kids, we don't have the page for it.
Yeah.
And we buy things to make sure we don't watch them ads because we don't really care.
I mean, that's the society we live in, dude. People, and see, that's another reason why I usually don't talk to people, because they're just how can I say it? I can't even think of the words. It's not something bad. It's their beliefs, but I mean, what kind of world do you live in? Like, it's some cookie cutter Barbie plastic world where everyone's perfect. You know? Like, you walk down the street, dude, you're gonna hear fuck, shit, dick, piss, blood, all that stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird because people are sensitive. Like, they're very sensitive now. I feel like back then they wasn't as bad.
Well, yeah.
Though we're like, I mean, compared to what was going on back then, like things that were going on back then to like now. I mean, things are still pretty bad, but everything also is getting like monetized.
Yeah.
And like you have to do, you can't put certain things.
Yeah.
Because of like, and I mean, if the word was so bad, then it would have been monetized. And they'd be like, no, you can't put that on there. Or someone else would have said, you gotta delete that.
Yeah.
Can't say that. But it's not. I mean, people have become that sensitive.
And you know what's funny, dude, is like they get mad over that. And then there's a billboard coming in on 421 that says, calling 911 to reverse an overdose is a good call. You know, like, I think that just shows the irony of it. It's like, they're so worried, they're putting all their efforts into censoring this commercial for one word, when instead they could be using that energy to fight off the opioid epidemic that's affecting the community.
Teenagers.
Yeah, and
everybody.
Teenagers. I mean, everybody.
Teenagers.
Mostly white people, because white people tend to be more depressed than all the other people. Yeah. And obese. I mean, Mexicans can get pretty obese.
But, dude, I feel like Mexicans, even though they're fat, dude, I've seen, like, some, like, pretty fat Mexicans, dude, that you're like, what the fuck? Like, you would think it's not, like, possible that they could do what they do.
Yeah.
I mean, like, fat people playing soccer.
Oh,
but
yeah.
They're not going to be top as, like, someone that's fit and, like, that does it every... But, like, dude, like, it's still incredible what they can do.
Yeah. Dude, I thought I was, like, sometimes I look at myself and I'm like, God damn, dude, I think I'm getting fat. I'm not. I mean, I'm alright.
Weight.
I mean, we're gaining weight, but, dude, there's some people that really let themselves go, like, after high school.
Yes.
And to me, it's kind of fucking disgusting.
It is. I mean,
if they're happy, if they're living their lives and they're happy and, they're happy the way they look, that's good. Good for them. But my opinion is that it's disgusting. Just like their opinion is probably that I'm disgusting because I don't shower every day.
I mean, there's different. I mean, we'd rather not get fat.
I'd rather not get fat.
I'd rather keep like a body where I can still do a lot.
Yeah.
And I mean, what I've thought about, because I've always said, I mean, some people say, and I've said, we're like, people usually get fat when they're happy.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Makes sense. Like, they're happy. They don't worry about, like, but then, I mean, there's also some people that, they get fat because they're depressed.
Yeah.
So it's like a 50-50 to what happens.
Yeah.
I mean, to us, the reason we would get fat is because we're depressed.
Yeah. Yeah, for me that would...
No, and
they would just make me more depressed.
To get
fat, yeah.
But like, yeah, we're happy when we're in shape. We're comfortable. We know we can do things.
Yeah.
Like we know if something would happen, like we could fix.
Yeah.
Our bodies are capable of it.
You know, dude, have I told you about that study I read where they were tracking people that had endured trauma in their lives? They were doing this study on obesity.
Yeah.
And they said that, you know, they were trying to find the causes of obesity. And there's this very startling statistic that said, like, most of the people that had become obese were people that were traumatized or abused or, like, molested or raped. And they got fat because they said that they preferred to be fat because they felt that would make them unattractive. And that would mean that they wouldn't get raped.
Yeah.
You know?
It makes sense.
Yeah.
And we've always made that joke where, like, if we ever got roofied.
Yeah.
Like, I take it as a compliment.
Yeah.
Like, hey, he wants to fuck me.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, and it's just the different mindset, you know, for people. I don't think a happy person would probably gain weight, but they wouldn't become morbidly obese. I think people that become obese are people that are probably depressed. You know, and they eat as
help.
Because when you eat, you get that dopamine.
Yeah.
You know, you get the reward chemical. You know. But yeah, all right. Moving on.
Yeah, I guess that.
Yeah. So, dude, what do you think about Genius? Or was there anything else you wanted to talk about?
Nah, that's about it. Yeah. Genius.
Did you have anything else to say about the whole damn thing?
Not really. I mean, it's just bothersome. It bothers me sometimes. Like, it's not something I think about, but when I hear about it, when I read it, I was like, really? Like, I looked at it because I want to know what it's about.
Yeah.
It was disappointing that it was on my Google, like, feed.
Right.
Because I'm like, this is not something. Like, there's worse things. There's drugs, like, killing people. Seems like a war's about to go down.
Yeah.
People are leaving.
Fucking Australia is on fire.
Yeah, I mean, there's just plenty of other things I'd rather see on my feed than moms. Because I said moms.
Yeah.
Like, worrying about the word damn.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just conservatives.
Well, and dude, that's also the fucking laziness of people, dude. Like, people refuse to take responsibility for telling their children right from wrong. You know, people aren't gonna stop fucked up shit and people like us saying fucked up shit, you know, in public or wherever.
Yeah.
Like, you're not gonna censor everything. So it's the responsibility of the parent, you know, to teach the children certain moral guidelines. But the parents are pieces of shit too, dude. You know, those parents are probably pieces of shit.
Like, that's what I thought. I mean, you probably could cuss. You're going to cuss too.
Yeah.
You're going to hear it. I mean, yeah, I do agree with that. I mean, you could surround a kid with a bunch of drugs. But if you taught him right, if you taught him how to, like, choose what he wants to do, like no matter who does it and what's around him, he won't pick up because those are his morals. Like those are his rules for him.
Yeah.
But if you just keep it away from him and not let him just keep it away from him.
If you don't have that conversation.
Yeah, like hey, don't do that. Let him know what it is.
Yeah.
Let him know what it is and what it does and this and that and be like, it's bad for you. Like it is.
Yeah.
Like not just take it from me. Here's like plenty of other like. I mean, you can find it on YouTube. You can find it on Google. All the things.
Yeah.
And instead of just hiding it from him, and don't tell him anything about it, and then him finding out, and he doesn't know anything, so he'll do it.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I honestly like those parents. They're just pieces of shit. Like, you should be you should be more concerned about what your child's doing. Yeah, you know, if you were really concerned about your child, then instead of wasting your fucking time doing this stupid petition or whatever they're doing, trying to censor Burger King, then they should be with their kids, like, you know, helping them grow, teaching them things. But it's just a weird, fucked up, and like that's why our society's fucked up, dude. Because the parents they don't want to teach their children morals because they feel like that's what the school should be for. You know? And then they leave all the responsibility to the teachers. I mean, the teachers are fucking overworked. They got like 30 students in their class and shit. And they might also believe something different than what the parents believe.
Yeah.
And then the parents are going to get mad at the teachers. Like, and that's what pisses me off. Like, that really does piss me off because everybody should be allowed their opinion. You know? And we should have a society with everybody's opinion. If you're not going to take it, then that's fine. But if you're willing to express your, you know, discomfort with the word damn, then whoever should be allowed to say whatever they want to say too. But also it's like, well, you can't say that because, like, if you tell a teacher, well, you can't teach the students that, or you can't instill them this idea because their parents believe something else and they're going to tell their parents and then there's going to be a big fuss. It's like, dude, that's why this whole fucking society's fucked up.
Yeah, I feel that really did bother me too. Whenever I was in school.
Yeah.
Because it was a religion thing.
Yeah.
I mean, there were plenty of times where religion would come up, and because in history and everything, and teachers would always say like, I can't get into that because it's not like. I'm like, you don't have to. Like, what would be fucked up to do to a kid that's not yours is be like, this is what you gotta believe.
Yeah.
Telling them the idea of something else, just the idea, that's not bad. Being like, I don't believe or I do believe because of this.
Yeah.
And that's it. You don't have to tell them like that's true or that's right. It's like what I believe. That's an idea. A kid will take the idea because maybe that's what he believes.
Yeah.
And like he should go with that.
Yeah.
But like, all right, actually I think this is more true than God being real or God is real, and vice versa.
Yeah.
Because that's how it works. I mean, they're just ideas.
And I mean, that's what helps evolve the society. You know, like create new ideas. Like when you speak of different ideas, you take from different stuff and you learn. Yeah.
Sometimes you don't just take the full. You just take parts of it. I'm like, this would make more sense. This makes more sense.
Yeah, this makes more sense.
Then
I can use this.
Yeah. Like, some people you can tell someone that doesn't believe in, or someone that does believe in God, they have a conversation with someone that doesn't, they'll both take ideas from each other and they'll use it in their own way. Some will use it in their religion.
Yeah.
Like, okay, this is what I want now.
Yeah.
And then someone's like, okay, this is like something I want to do. You might not like change completely, but like you'll grow as a person.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's what fucked me up too. Like growing up. You know, I wasn't
always told.
Yeah, like, always told what's wrong and
not letting like your voice.
not letting my voice. Not having a voice. It fucked me up because that's what I really wanted. I wanted to express. Out of all the things that I want in life is the freedom to express myself. You know, and for the longest time, because I was denied that in high school, there was this great fear that if I said any of what I actually thought, I'd be fucking crucified. You know, it was like that fear, like, oh shit, dude, they're fucking gonna hang me up like Jesus Christ. And I can even say that because that's offensive, so they're definitely gonna hang me up like Jesus Christ. Not that I'm fucking Jesus Christ, but although I did work as a carpenter for a little bit. But yeah, I think that, you know, that fucked me up, and that's why I wanted to drink, and that's why I wanted to experiment with psychedelics and with other drugs, because that I felt not caring for me was like liberation. And I also wanted to like spit in the faces of the people that always told me what to do, because I did what they told me. I did what they told me to do, and then they saw me as this very noble and admirable student, you know, or a young person that could fulfill their dreams.
Yeah.
When my dreams were something different. And so I kind of just wanted to like piss them off and spit in their faces, because it was like, nah, fuck you, dude. Like, I'm going to do what I want to do. And I may have just done that with that intention, but I think it also affected me negatively.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I think I have to admit that as well.
Speaking about that, having your own voice and doing like, you know how I told you, for some reason, like for an odd reason, now that you give me that idea, like people trust me with things.
Yeah.
And like, it took a while. I mean, back then you wouldn't trust me with anything.
Yeah.
But now, I feel like the difference is now is because people knew I never listened to nobody. Like, I was always just doing my own thing.
Yeah.
It was and if it was rude, it was because of me.
Yeah.
And if I was nice, it was because of me.
Yeah.
Finally grew out to be like, people found out, it's like, we're like you were told everything to do. If you did something good, it's because our parents told you to do it.
Yeah.
If I did something good, it's because it was just my thought. Like, it came truly out of me.
Yeah.
And once after I finally grew up to like be like less rude and like was able to do things, they were like, that's actually just him. He was never told to do that.
Yeah.
It was out of him. And I feel like now that I get it, it's like I did it on my own. So if I do something nice or I do something responsible, it's not because someone taught me. Because like I either learned how to do it or I just paid attention. And I was like, I want to do that.
Yeah.
And like they're like, okay, this kid is good. Instead of a kid that might be forced to do it, but I want anytime
it'll snap
and it'll just fucking go down.
South.
Like, slippery slope.
Well, I think the thing that helped me stay not fall off the rails too much is the fact that, I mean, I guess you could take it as you want to see it, but I had to be responsible, you know, like taking care of you growing up and taking care of Yadit. And I mean, that responsibility just kind of sticks. You know, it's like a routine.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I did do irresponsible things, a lot of irresponsible things. But at the same time, I was always also worried not to be too irresponsible. You know, like to be responsibly irresponsible, I guess is the best way to put it. Like to be responsibly irresponsible. Even though like it was a lot of luck. It was a lot of luck that kept me, but there was times where I could have pushed it to be completely self-destructive, like, but I always like kept myself from getting to that point. Like I did go to an extreme where most people did look at me like concerned, but I knew there was the next level, but I knew the next level was the point of no return. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we both grown the same.
Yeah.
I didn't have much responsibility, but I know my point of no return. Yeah. I know, like, if I do, like, a certain thing, like, it will never be the same. Like, I'll change completely. It'll take a turn good for worse. I don't know, but I don't know if it's better for worse.
I mean, you don't really know.
Like, I get it. Like,
Yeah.
it might turn you better, but it's a very like low chance.
All right, so let's say you did something fucked up, like completely fucked up, and you ended up in prison. Yeah, but then in prison,
Yeah, there's a 50-50 where you become the actual prisoner, like where you become an actual like what you would define like a real like just savage, like a
Yeah.
cruel. I mean, a prisoner, like a true
Yeah.
like prisoner, take its role.
but what if in that role you actually feel that that's who you really are, and you come at peace, and you know that you can't come back to the outside world, but that you at least found yourself. Like, what would that mean?
Like your true calling.
Yeah, like let's say that that's who you truly are, but instead of going to the point of no return that will take you to who you really are, you decide to, prune your branches, not be too wild and stay.
My bad.
Oh shit.
It's coming off.
Oh, okay.
Um,
And stay, but you'll never be who you really are, because that would mean becoming that wild beast.
I feel I don't feel like that's possible.
Mm-mm.
I feel like prison. I mean, yeah. I feel like if you feel like that's your call, I feel like if you feel like you are like a savage, and like you are a cruel person, to that point, going to prison, you're either gonna realize you're not, and that this is not really what you want to do. It was just some like a way to escape
Yeah.
from like your past or something, like being cruel. It's just a trauma that you have that you've been like you need help getting over, or that you really are and you will just stick to that.
Yeah.
I mean, in the movie Blood In Blood Out, it's like the perfect. It does show that perfect
That dynamic.
because there's that guy that started off a gang member that
And
went
Gallo.
to Gallo, and he came and after he came in the military, he realized that wasn't really him.
But see the rest of his life, and you could tell at the end, he still had that doubt. I mean, he was still very. I feel like he was still uncertain of who he really was, because remember his cousin shows him the picture, and he just like kind of loses it.
Breaks. I know, and
Yeah.
I mean, well, I feel like he loses it because he's like, that's what I was like. I feel like he blames himself for his cousin, like his other the white guy becoming what he is, because he hopes that he wasn't that. I feel like he hopes that he hopes that he isn't what he was.
Yeah.
But in reality, it was a switch role. Like the guy, the guy who was like he was a nice person. He was just going through like wrong paths, and after he went to the army, he was like, it's not it. But the other guy, I mean, they both found their true callings.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I feel like, I mean, they both. I mean, you can see it in both. Like, so I don't know. I forgot his name, but the white guy.
Yeah.
He was also kind of mad, upset.
Well, because his whole life he hadn't belonged anywhere.
Yeah, no, yeah, but I mean, he knew that was his true calling in prison. But I feel like he was upset that the guy you also changed, that he wasn't what he thought he was, and I feel like that's what happened. I feel like he was upset, like that's what they both turned into. They were both upset that they weren't the person that they thought they were.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like you realize going to the military, you'll find out if you truly want to kill, like if you truly like killing people, like that's what you like. It's messed up thing to say, but some people they're like, yes, like I enjoy like murdering people.
Yeah.
And I mean,
dude, but see, that's the thing is like it's a genetic thing. At some point in our history, we needed people like that to keep the village safe.
Oh, I mean,
like it's like that scene from True Detective, when you haven't seen the show, but there's a scene where Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey are riding in the car, and Matthew McConaughey, he's already done fucked up shit, like as a detective, You know, he's got a dark history, but he knows who he is. And Woody Harrelson is trying to be the good guy,
Yeah.
but he like cheats on his wife, and he does a bunch of other fucked up shit. And then he's like, you know, he's kind of confused. But he tells the Matthew McConaughey character, Detective Russ Cole, it was like, hey, do you ever feel like you might be a bad guy? And Cole says, oh, I know I'm a bad guy, but the world needs bad guys.
Yeah.
Because they keep the other bad guys from getting to the door.
Yeah.
So we need people like that.
To like control. I mean, yeah, there's some that can use it for like the good.
Yeah.
But they're just bad people. That saying that in Criminal Minds, they also say the same thing. Like, someone said something. They asked them why they would do it or something like that, and then on the plane,
I remember that scene.
And then they were like,
yeah.
why? What makes us different from them? It's like, well, we use it. Like, we use our hunting to stop them from killing other people.
Yeah.
Like, we have to stop them from, like, yes, you do kill at the end.
Yeah.
But you save.
You do it, I guess, for, in a karmic way.
Yeah.
You know? And in the end, I think that's what it boils down to is, like, we need that. We need that. And that's why I feel like this whole, like, thing with Iran, like, it's in our blood. Like, it's in our soul. Like, war isn't something that happens outside. It's something that happens inside of us.
Yeah.
You know? And it's natural, dude. We're just savages. Like, the savage shit we said, like, there's people that actually do that. You know, we just say it. But there's real madmen out there.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's different levels.
Yeah. But I feel like that's the thing is, like, there's been a relatively, you know, decent amount of peace that people are just aching for war. Like, they need it. They need it. They want it. They want it. Yeah. They just want it. They want to have an enemy.
Yeah.
You know, they want to have an enemy.
Yeah, I mean,
it's in our nature.
But I was thinking about it. I'm like, because I was thinking about war. I was in the car. I was going to Winston. I was like, but the destruction always blossoms to be a flower.
Yeah.
Like, the fires in Australia, they destroyed everything.
Yeah.
But something will grow out of that destruction. Yeah. And with anything, I mean, war is what gave us new technology. Why women started working.
Yeah.
It's what humans need.
Yeah.
I mean, we do need it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we need a gigantic war, but we're always fighting.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why we have different parties in government. Like, we have different things that just come.
We always need conflict. It's part of us.
It's to grow. That's why we have arguments, like to get new ideas. I mean, that's how you grow. Some might turn into killing people. Some don't. Some are just arguments, and they just grow from those ideas. I mean, but it's still the same thing. Yeah. I mean, you need a two. There's a good and a bad. I mean, you need both. Yeah, you need day and night. Yeah, to like keep it at a balance. Yeah. Keep it balanced. Yeah, dude. That's why I have like trouble. Well, not. How can I say this? Like people that preach peace and happiness. Like, I wonder what's going on with them. You know. Like, who does that? Yeah, you know? What if you notice those people that do that? I don't know if people think about it like this, but do you realize how most people that do find their happiness, they first went through awful things? Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I feel like people that are truly happy don't really care if other people are happy. Like, They're probably like try to make the people around them happy because they are happy, but they don't go out of their way. You know? Like they don't become like the self-help people. You know, they have a plan, they have like guidelines to teach you how to become a better you. I mean, it works for some people. It really does. I mean, it does.
I mean, I guess, dude. But if it worked, why are there so many different people like giving different opinions about it? You know?
Well, because I mean, it's like everything. It's like a teacher. I mean, they're basically students at one point, relearning everything. That's what they do. After one point, you break, and that's when you go to that. I mean, there's sometimes where it doesn't work because the teacher's teaching something different. It's not really what they need.
Yeah.
A teacher, I mean, it's just like kids. Like you can't just you can teach the same thing to every student, but only some people will catch on because you need a different type of way to teach.
Yeah.
And I mean, it works, as I said, for some people because only some people get it. Some people need more to like help.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying it works all the time, but there's some people that benefit from it.
Well, I guess what I was trying to say is that I think it's the individual's responsibility. Like, I think all these like self-help people and gurus.
Like, I mean, some do it just for like pity, and they want the pity of it. They're like, oh, but there's some people that really do, and it works. I mean, it does take the individual, but the individual also can be like, I for sure need help. Like, I need help doing this.
But and then another thing is like there's also that like massive neurosis, like, well, not massive, but like mass neurosis, where people just try to be like super positive all the time, you know, and then it works for a little bit, but since it's not very well balanced, when they crash hard.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I get it. I still think, I mean, there's some people that do it too much. That they feel like they give too much to it. I feel like that is like just to help, like new ideas to do things.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be taking like, this is gonna be like my life now. I have to, but like go there and learn. I mean, it's just like doing anything else. Like you play guitar, you can learn. You can help yourself for a little bit, but at one point you're gonna need help from somebody else that knows or has been through it just to get ideas. You might not do it all the time, but like it's like doing something like it's just new ideas. It's like some argument. It's like an argument. You're like, I've already tried this. I need something else.
Yeah.
And I mean it, and I feel like the way you think about that, it's also how I think about a genius. I feel like you do that to yourself. I feel like the why you think it doesn't work is because in your mindset it doesn't work for you, so you feel like it shouldn't work. Just like how I think a genius is, how a genius should be, because how like I imagine a genius.
Yeah.
Like someone, I imagine a genius like a very like what I would like call like a genius would be someone that is really good at something, like like more than just good. It's like godly level of like what the fuck, like that's not possible. But also to have that, you have like to take like you have to like give happiness up.
Yeah.
Because that's all you give to.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I get. You are talking about the romanticized
version of like
genius.
I mean, I don't know if romanticized. I mean, I know that's not how it like I understand that's not how it is.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's my romanticized version because I feel like it's not everybody's. Mm-hmm. Because there's some people where like people believe that you can be a genius. Like you say, like you have that hope, or like you say you see people and they're like geniuses, like really like just out of the ordinary that can do like normal things like normal people.
Yeah. And
that's your romanticized.
Well, no, it's not necessarily a romanticized. I really do believe that there are more people like that than the genius that you talk about that are going to be virtuosos, but what keeps them going is also going to make them unhappy. Because that's a mythology, you know, like that becomes a mythology compared to the other person, because the other person, the other type of individual that works hard and is very dedicated to their work, and they do the work and they find research, yeah, that's cool, but we also like the gossip part.
No, yeah.
You know, we like the personal part. And if their personal life is just like everybody else's personal life, then maybe people might not become so attracted to it. And I think for two reasons. One is like they already live that life. And two, they might become envious. You know, envy is a big thing. Where we might not be conscious about it. But if we're saying that that person is doing exactly the same thing we are, but they're just better at it, then then we try to not pay attention to it, you know?
Yeah.
But if the person is virtuous and is doing great work, but then his personal life is shit, or is unhappy, or is filled with sadness, then we can say, oh yeah, he got that, but that's what he had to give up in return. So I'd rather have my life because at least I'm happy, you know?
I can see I can see how that's how it goes, and but that's not what I thought. I mean, that's why I didn't think it like that. I mean, I can see how that works, and that's why you say you don't have to be a genius to be sad.
Yeah.
You're not sad because you're a genius.
Yeah.
Like some geniuses they already had a side life, so they chose to be like do this out of like, but like the way I saw it was, I mean it's not that you had a bad life, and you can have a good life, but once you start going through that path of like that's what you want to do, like very specific, like the greatest painter or the greatest guitarist or something like that, you go into this like path where you're like everything else doesn't exist. So like at a point where like it does become like your personal life is kind of bad, but in reality, or what you would like, oh, dude, his personal life is awful because but in his mind, like if you ask a genius, like, no, my life is great. Like, my life is great. But that's because he's only worried about what he's doing and not anything else other than that.
Well, I think you're sort of describing, like, a more narcissistic type of genius. When someone says, like, I want to be the greatest guitar player, or I want to be the greatest astrophysicist, or I want to be the greatest with the most discoveries, they're not just talking about the stuff that interests them, but they're talking about themselves as well. You know, their ego. And I mean, you don't have to be an egotistical genius. You know, you can just be an egotistical normal person and ruin every relationship.
And you know, like, yeah.
And so, but there are geniuses that don't care about being the greatest. Their sole purpose is the thing that they do. And they're not probably going to be recognized for that reason, is like they don't bring attention to themselves.
Yeah.
You know? They're still geniuses because they're doing shit that is super specific. Yeah. Their specialty is it took them thousands of hours. They follow the 10,000 hour rule. Yeah. But they care more about the thing that they're doing than them like bringing attention to themselves. And I mean, you know, it's like those papers that I read about the cell thing, dude. Those scientists that did did that research and did that experiment, they're probably not gonna be world renowned or world known, but they're doing something extremely important for science and, you know, and for humans that want to live long. Personally, dude, fucking 80 years is enough for me. You know,
40 years is enough for me.
Fucking 500 years. What would I do with that time? Learn Chinese? Fuck, dude, I don't know, man.
I guess see the world develop. I guess that's the only purpose. Like, see if the future you thought is how you thought it was. Like, because 500 years, at one point, you're not even... I feel like after you hit a point, even, like, narcissistic people, they get over themselves.
Yeah, and that's like, when they kill themselves.
I mean, yeah. I mean, they kind of... I mean, I feel like... I don't know. But yeah, you get over yourself. So the
Yeah.
only point of living is to see
What
the
else
future,
you can? Yeah.
what the future holds for your name. For like, because if you're narcissistic, you want to know what happens even after. But like, and what's cool? I mean, talking about that, it's like, you know how the Pedro Infante and Antonio Pedro, like
Yeah.
I mean, if it like, I don't know. I mean, it's just a thing, a myth.
Yeah.
A
Theory.
theory that it is him or it was him.
Yeah. Conspiracy.
Yeah. If it was, then it was like something like, to everybody you're dead.
Yeah.
So, if you would have died, like he got to see if it was like the future of how everything went on after he's dead.
Yeah.
So it's like for him, it's like he was actually dead.
Yeah.
For that long, for how long he like disappeared.
Yeah.
And he got to see it all. He got to see the praises. He got to see all the
Everything.
And it's I feel like, I mean, yeah, I feel like that's the only point. If you want to live that long, is to see. I feel like you would just, people that would do it, that would have the money to do it.
Yeah.
Would probably like go into hiding and just act dead.
Maybe.
I
mean, that would be a good experiment, dude. That would be a good experiment.
For that long, I feel like that's the only purpose.
Yeah.
I mean, unless for some reason you really are capable of more in the lifespan of more than like 100.
Yeah, I mean, dude, there's people that have the reasons why they would want to live that long.
There's people that have the reasons why they wouldn't.
Exactly. I am just, for me, really, dude, life is it's exhausting. Like, I just want to sleep. I just want to sleep all fucking day, hibernate. That's what I want to do. But there's people that are go-getters, man. There's people that are going after themselves, manipulating the mitochondria so that they can, what does it say, perturb the reactions and the insulin and everything. It's a lot of big scientific words I didn't really understand, but I got the gist of it. It's a very, very long report.
Dude, what? But if you lived that long, I feel like if I lived that long, I would see myself become a hero. I really do, because like I feel like I started off like, most people say, I mean, you either become a hero. I mean, I became.
No, you either die a hero
or become a villain.
You live long enough.
I feel like.
I think that's what would have happened with Pedro Infante.
He would have become a villain.
Yeah. I think so.
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, possibly.
Should we add tell a little bit of that story for the people that don't know?
You want?
About Pedro Infante. About who he is. Well, I mean, the Mexicans know who he is.
Right. Well, Pedro Infante was a singer
and
an actor from Mexico.
Famous, super famous.
He was the best actor in Mexico.
Yeah. At
the time. I mean,
probably in
the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
The greatest of all time. He is a top actor. And supposedly he slept with a lot of women.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. And the theory,
I mean, dude, he's handsome.
Yeah, he was.
He's slaying dick, dude.
And there it goes where he died in a plane accident. Supposedly. The theory is that since he slept with a lot of women, that he slept with
the president of Mexico.
Yeah, wife of the president of Mexico. And they were out to kill him, so he faked his death, so he could live on and just hide away and never do anything again.
Yeah.
But and that's the theory, and the theory is because a man named Antonio Pedro came out 20 years?
20-some years. 27, I think, something like that.
Maybe.
Almost 30 years.
Alright, but he came out and he's the exact same person.
He looks exactly like him.
Sounds the same.
And the same age. The same age. If he would have, if Pedro Infante would have lived, he would have been the same age.
Yeah.
And he looked just like, I mean, of course he looks older. But and sings like to a key. And at first when he came out, he said he wasn't Pedro Infante, and then later on, he said he was Pedro Infante.
I didn't know.
Like, yeah, he said, and then there was interviews that they had of him later on where he talked about trips that Pedro Infante went on that only Pedro Infante would have known about. And there was also this interview with one of Pedro Infante's like bestest friends that, you know, they were interviewing him saying like, do you think he's like a faker, like a fake? And you know, if someone was kind of faking being your best friend that was dead, you'd probably be upset.
Yeah.
You know, but he just said that he didn't want to ruin that man's career. Like, it wasn't his, he wasn't in the position to say whether he was fake or not. He's just doing his own career, you know, but I think it was him. Because they also, like, you know, the body, they couldn't really identify the body. The only reason they could identify the body in the plane crash is because he had Pedro Infante's jewelry on. And that was it. Like, that was the only reason they confirmed that it was him.
Not much of a good reason.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's what happened. And so, when you were talking about it, it was like that. He saw his legacy from behind the scenes.
Yeah.
But I think that if he would have kept on going, either he would have gotten killed.
Yeah.
Or...
I feel like he probably would have gotten killed before he became a villain.
Yeah.
I feel like he would have done something.
And then that would have kind of made him... kind of, like, stained his...
It would have stained... I mean, it's kind of stained. I mean, it should be stained. Like, he wasn't... Like, he did cheat on a bunch of women. And that's that. But I feel like he was too big. And that comes to the conversation we have with Serge. I feel like once you get big enough, you get to get away with things.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, and I feel like he would have been able to get away with it. He would have stayed. He would have got killed for, and it was just Pedro Infante. Like, yeah, that's bad, but not really. Like, they wouldn't remember all that. I feel like it'd just be like it coming through one ear and it goes out the other. You wouldn't really like hear about it.
It's crazy though, like the stuff you could get away with, because I mean, there's just some things you can't get away with if you develop a certain career. Like, you know, you can't. There's certain things you can't
say. You can't. Like, I mean, like Elon Musk smoking weed. And,
I mean, but he can do whatever the fuck he wants to.
I mean, he has the money for it. But like, if he would have done that before he like got like, I mean, before he got that rich, for like to be like, I don't care. Like, you really, because they what they do? I mean, they did something with his like things, and like it kind of cost him a little money.
Oh, no, dude. I really do think, man, it's a personality type. When you don't give a fuck, you just don't give a fuck. You can't be like, care about things, get to a point, and then stop giving a fuck. Because then you will lose everything you've worked for. I think you just...
I feel like, I mean, I know you can't, because that's not how it works.
Yeah.
But I feel like some people do. And that's where they go wrong. I mean, that's why the people that do that, they lose fame. I mean, because of, like, you didn't start off like this. And the only reason we even got you here is because you were, like, the person that you acted to be. That's why they lose, like, they just lose it. They like, their fame just goes away.
But that's what I'm, like, getting at. It could work that other way, but I don't know any examples of
Shia LaBeouf. I mean, I know he has like the thing, but that at the start, that's what it was.
But see, that's the thing is like, he is trying to get away. Like, he kind of had just a mental breakdown.
I mean, I know, but like, he did have a mental breakdown. I mean, he did go through what did he go through? I mean, he had to do a lot of shit before.
Yeah.
When it came out, he made his dad's movie.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, but I mean, that's how it starts. I mean, for us, we know it's a breakdown. I mean, mostly now, everybody knows that he was going through some shit and why he was doing certain things before. But back then, like when it all started, it was like he was a good kid and now he's doing this, and a lot of people gave him shit for it, and he was disliked, and they were like, "What's wrong with him? He wasn't like this." And I feel like that's for example. I mean, I know it wasn't intentional, I feel like but that's
Yeah,
how it
I
works.
get what you're saying.
Like, it
I get
works
what you're
like
saying
that.
now. It's kind of like the whole Miley Cyrus.
Yeah, like you saw that,
yeah,
and
she
then all
had
of a sudden
that
like she
facade,
fucking.
and then she derailed, and
But now she's back.
yeah.
She's like, I mean, she's not famous like she used to be, but like.
Well, she's still famous, dude. She's still famous. Maybe I don't know how to describe it.
I mean, I'm not.
The name's still famous.
I mean, yeah, but like, maybe or still famous, maybe even famous, even more famous because of what she did. Like she's famous for it.
Yeah.
Infamous. She's infamous too.
Yeah.
But like, she isn't as liked as she used to be. I feel like
Maybe not by conservative moms.
But yeah, I mean, like that.
Yeah. Yeah. That now I see it. Now I get it.
Like
now,
that,
now
like,
yeah.
that's what happened.
Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes it's not intentional. Like sometimes you just. I feel like I feel like Shia LaBeouf went through that because he was hiding through some things instead of like dealing with them. I feel like he did put a facade, and then it finally broke. And then it turned into a mental. It was a mental thing. Maybe it wasn't a mental thing at the start, but it became that bad. He held things in instead of like letting them out.
It's kind of like Britney Spears.
Yeah,
She
like
had that bad. I think mostly it's a mental breakdown. I don't think like the what was I gonna say? I don't know. Wait up. Let me gather my thoughts a little bit. I don't know.
Well, okay. Well, I was. Damn. I was gonna say something. But I mean, for you to have a mental breakdown, most mental breakdowns happen because you hold shit in.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, I feel like I know it is just a mental breakdown and it happens, but some mental breakdowns just happen, but like they just hold shit in.
Okay, so this is where I was getting at. When we were talking about it yesterday, we were talking about Ricky Gervais and him roasting Hollywood.
Yeah.
And you said that when you get certain big, you can just say whatever you want, but you can't say that. You can't say that stuff before.
Yeah.
Until you get that big. And what I was saying is like people like that, like Ricky Gervais, that's how they get there is because they don't give a fuck. Usually, when people do have a facade and then it breaks, it's because of a mental breakdown. But I don't think people that become famous as one person and then stop their censoring and just come out and say shit like will keep that fame.
Yeah, I mean,
you know, like because that will probably ruin their career.
I mean, that's
and they care.
I think that they can after a while. You can.
Yeah.
I mean, I should have explained it a little bit more now that you told me what I said.
Yeah.
As in, like, I mean, mostly comes down to comedians because comedians they always say every comedian says whatever they want.
Yeah.
And I mean that's what you have hecklers. And you talk shit to them. But I feel like when you go, I mean, what I meant when he said you get to get that big to say, I mean, you always say what you want to say.
Yeah.
Like you do. I mean, most comedians do. But like to say, I mean, there's always levels of how far you can go. That's what I meant. Like,
okay, yeah. See that's what I was thinking about now.
Yeah.
That you say this much stuff, and then but every time you escalate it.
Yeah, because as you get bigger, people are willing to like you can level up to say more things because they're like you already have the audience.
Yeah.
And like you know which your audience is gonna enjoy you going up higher and higher. I mean, I feel like at one point you might say some fucked up shit that makes you go back down to where like, oh, that's too much. But like, that's what I meant. Like, comedians always say what they want. Yeah. But to a certain level, like.
They get more comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, more comfortable, more praise, and they know that's what people want, and that's what some people are willing to do. But I feel like at the start you have to experiment mostly now because everybody's so much more sensitive.
Yeah. Well, now is a hard, and even comedians, they
say it's like harder to make jokes because you don't know who in the crowd will get upset. Yeah. Like in what you say. I mean, that's what I meant. Like you have to it's slowly taking it level by level.
Well, and it's also I think like the type of comedy that you work for and like your type of delivery. Yeah. Because there's like niche comedians, like there's comics that make their living and they have their following. like Tom Segura and Christina
Yeah.
with Your Mom's House. You know, conservative moms probably won't look that up.
No, yeah, but I mean, yeah, I know. Well, that's what I'm saying. At the
Yeah.
start, you don't do it because you gotta find out your crowd. You gotta find your crowd first. And I feel like if you would, because if you would have said that, like stuff like that at the start, like before,
Well, yeah, sorry.
I don't feel like he'd have like. He probably would have been like he probably would have been disliked completely.
Well, I don't even necessarily think it's as far as like the content. I think the what he was talking about, he's always talked about. The thing that made him like it's the way he developed his art, and I think that's what takes time. Is like the delivery and knowing the punchline and the way you phrase it. Like that is actually very precise, and I hadn't realized how hard it is to actually come up with an idea and have like the punchline
And like know how it's gonna
yeah
be funny.
yeah like what we were our past three are raw. They're just raw. They're just us being raw, uncensored and unfiltered.
Yeah.
And I mean that wouldn't fly
I mean,
no on stage at all. But he's done it so long that his content has always been he's an atheist. He's an open atheist. He's always talked shit about God and Christians and everything, and Hollywood too. He's always talked shit, but his it's his delivery and the way he worked it.
Yeah.
That's impressive, and that will like allow that to be said. You know, because it's graceful. It's graceful.
Hey, it's a joke. It's funny. No, he said it.
It's
like,
funny.
It's not funny when like you fuck up the punchline.
Yeah.
Like you get your timing wrong.
And I mean, it probably did offend a lot of Christian moms, dude.
Oh, I mean,
the stuff he said.
Oh, I bet. I mean, there's still people gonna get offended.
Yeah.
Mostly now, like you can't. Well, mostly now because everybody has like a way to see it. Back then, only the people that saw it. Like,
Yeah.
That went to see you.
Now
to
it's
see
fucking
it, like,
everywhere.
Like you getting. I mean, you hear about it.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's. And I mean, yeah, some people will laugh. Some people won't. But I feel like, I mean, yeah, the punchlines are, like, most important. You need practice knowing how to, like, exactly how you're about to tell a joke.
Yeah.
And it depends on what kind of, that's what I also mean. Like, you also got to figure out your crowd and what kind of, I mean, once you find out a comedian. Because, like, Kevin Hart, he's not that type of comedian.
No, he's definitely more censored.
And if
I think he's definitely becoming more censored. Like the stuff he talks about is becoming more like, for me, PG-13.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, yeah.
Compared to like Doug Stanhope.
I mean, he was never like a Doug Stanhope.
He was never.
No, but I mean, he's funny. He is funny. He does some pretty funny shit.
Yeah.
But it is like, if he were to say something like that, he would get like fucking.
Yeah.
Oh, he'd lose it. Like you would lose.
Yeah.
He'd lose a battle.
And even Ricky Gervais said it. Like, you want to know why I can say shit like this? Because I'm white.
Yeah.
Like, he said it in the monologue. It's like, the reason I can get away with shit like this is because I'm white. He's like, don't blame me. It's like, Hollywood's the one that's racist.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. There's different things.
Yeah.
And I feel like you level. I mean, I also still believe like you level up.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you definitely have to work your way up to then. And I mean, dude, he's getting praise from everybody.
I mean, yeah, because he called out everybody.
Yeah, and
I mean,
he did it gracefully. It wasn't
even, just like raw and like a dick.
Distasteful.
Yeah,
and it was true.
It was true. It was honest. It was funny.
Yeah.
I mean, some people were like, "Oh, I can't believe he said that," but you're like, you watch it and you're like.
Oh, dude, I laughed so fucking hard. I laughed so fucking hard.
It's funny, and yeah, he was able, he just does it, and he does have it. I mean, there's the other comedian that Theo Vaughn, he did the podcast with, another comedian that also just was shit on Theo Vaughn.
Oh, Bill Burr.
Yeah, Bill Burr. Bill Burr's comedy is fucked up too.
Dude, Bill Burr, yeah.
He does not give a shit.
Yeah, he does not care at all.
He's not.
Yeah.
And it's just like that. It's just...
That's raw too. Right. And dude, it's so crazy, dude. I remember one time I was watching a comedy special, like a Bill Burr special at Matt's house, and I was fucking stoned out of my mind on an edible. And I was just, and like, Bill Burr, like, all I could hear, he was just yelling. Like, yelling into the mic. And yelling like, oh yeah, women. Like, I hate it when they say, like, you shouldn't hit women. You know, it's like, no, I fucked up the joke. Anyways, he was just yelling. Yeah. He was just, that's his comedy. He's very aggressive.
I mean, yeah. I mean...
Oh, no, the joke was...
No, don't say it. I mean, you could ruin it and it's really bad.
Okay.
You fuck up the punchline and the joke goes bad.
All right, you're right. Anyways,
yeah.
But I remember the joke.
Yeah.
I remember how it goes. Anyway, so, yeah, and then I was like, dude, he's just yelling. Like, why am I watching a man yell? Like, I could do that. I could stand up here and yell about stuff. You know, like, that's what I thought in my mind.
But it's very hard.
And I laughed. And it's super hard. And he's really fucking good at it.
Well, it also does, it is, like, what's in your nature. Yeah. I feel like Kevin's Hart nature is, like, I mean, that's why he is the comedian he is, because that is his nature. Yeah. He's always been, like,
wanting to
go up. He does worry about himself,
yeah,
but he also worries about people. Like,
yeah.
And he's, like, this lovable. He's always wanting to make people, and, like, Bill Burr, he's like, I'm a comedian, and I make people laugh, but I don't care if you laugh or not.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to make fun of what I want to make fun of.
This is the shit I want to talk
about. That's
his
attitude. Yeah, it's his attitude. Attitudes are different.
Yeah.
Like those, the guy that did, what's his name?
Ricky Gervais.
Ricky Gervais. Like, his attitude, you can see, it's just who he is.
Yeah.
It just comes natural to him.
Yeah.
It's like, and you just stick to what comes natural.
And dude, that's a funny, you know, you Dali's a phony. Salvador Dali, you call him a phony.
Yeah.
You call him a fake.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but it came natural to him.
Yeah. But that's something funny that's something interesting that he did say though, is like when he was asked, you know, that he was the greatest artist alive, which everybody knows Picasso was. And he said, yeah. And he's like, well, I've already become the greatest artist, the greatest surrealist artist. He was like, so what's next? He's like, I am going to be more Dali. Like, I'm going to be more myself. And that's something, I think, a wisdom. It takes a very long time to know who you really are.
Yeah. And I feel like, but he did. I mean, that's something, he was still intelligent.
Yeah, he wasn't fucking stupid.
Yeah, he wasn't stupid. He wasn't just, he's still a phony. Like a smart phony. That's why he got away with it for so long.
Yeah. I mean, that's why he got away with it his entire life.
Yeah. Well, they caught him. I mean, for his life. I mean, well, no. I mean, we know. So he still got caught. Does it matter?
No.
No. I mean, I'm not saying it matters. He still got caught, though.
Yeah.
That it mattered at that point, it's like, well, no. I mean, it doesn't really. He's dead. And he put on a show. I mean, people liked it. And that's why he became famous.
I mean, he did do some really cool paintings.
I mean, yeah. I mean, probably someone else painted them.
I mean, not all of them.
I mean, not all of them, but, like, most.
I mean, there were some... Nah, not most. I mean, there were some that... he did have... what's it called? He did have... contributors, I guess you could say. Like, supposedly. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
People that contributed to his painting.
But, like, I mean, but yeah, I mean, it's just attitude. I mean, he got away with it because he was able to do it. I mean, he could do it.
I mean, it came to him
naturally.
Yeah.
Something that he didn't play a character that he knew couldn't do.
Yeah.
I feel like most people do that. They try to become, like me trying to be like Pedro Infante was a fail because it's not me.
Yeah.
It's not the attitude I hold. I can be happy when there's people around me because, I mean, that's what people, I can tell that's what people need. And I'll be alegre. And I'll be like, you know, I'll be a party person sometimes.
Yeah.
And that's why people, like, they invite me to parties. Like, yeah, dude, let's go. And I can switch.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not like what you call, like, but I'm my own party person. I know what I can do, what I'm capable of. I know what I'm not, and I'm like, no, I can't do it, dude. I'm like, it's not something, it comes natural to me.
Yeah.
Like, I can do this and take it to my best advantage. It comes natural.
Yeah, dude. I still, like I said, for me, it's really hard. I don't know. Like, I'm still trying to figure out who I am. Because I'll just do things. I know I'm not good at them. And I'll just do them anyways, just because I think I can do them.
Well, I mean, I do it too. Like, well, I don't think I can do it. I want to try to do them.
Yeah.
And if I do it, I'm like, dude, I can do this. Let's see. Because I'll do it, and if I'm capable, I'll see how far I go. Like the Rubik's Cube.
Yeah.
I can do the Rubik's Cube. I can do half of the 4 side, like the 4. But that's about it. I can only do half of it without remembering how to do it.
Yeah.
Only half. But the Rubik's Cube, I mean, I'll look and I'll remember how to do it.
Yeah.
And that's what I'll do. I'll do those things. I'm capable of. I'll see how far.
Mm-hmm.
Like whenever I was doing YouTube with Rachel, I did it for so long. Like that type of stuff, because I knew I could do it. I mean, it was capable. Anyone could do it, but I wanted to see how far I could go.
Yeah.
I didn't think I was good at it. I was like, I did. I met my max to like trying to make like skits.
Yeah.
I'm not much of a skit person because I'm not really organized, and I feel like you have to be organized to do it, or like have it come natural to be funny on the spot.
Yeah.
And I'm not really like, I'm not much of an actor. I mean, I have my like moments, but like for a certain amount of time, I can't. I mean, and that's how it goes. I feel like instead of doing things, just saying that you could do them, and if you can't, just be like, all right, let's see how far I can go. And then once you know you met your max, just to let it go. I mean, I've met it. You might come back to it, and you might have progressed. Like now that I've come back to do this.
Yeah.
I mean, I progressed. I know I know more,
Yeah.
and I already have that little background of already doing it before.
Yeah.
And I'm like growing again, and I feel like that's how you. I feel like that's how most people should do things. I don't know. It worked for me. I don't know. I mean, most people it might work for some.
Yeah.
It might not. Like they might.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like that's how it goes, and like things like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like everybody has their own calling.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
for
I feel
sure.
like I don't know what my I haven't figured that out yet. Like I know what to do me. I know me.
Well, I think most people don't even figure it out, dude. To be honest.
I mean, I don't know, dude. I feel like they do.
You think so?
Actually, now in society, I don't think. Maybe back then, maybe older people, some older people, the majority older people.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, I think for most people, their calling's really simple.
Yeah, I mean, calling can be simple, and there's some people.
But like I said, like I think for certain people, they're just made to wander, dude. They're just made to wander and explore because that's what gives like new creative avenues. Like
I mean,
it might be a mutation, you know. It might be like some sort of like a divine messenger or something, like a shaman.
That's just deja vu. I had deja vu. I was like, whoa.
Really?
Yeah. I think if I dreamt about having this podcast like recorded already.
Maybe we're onto something, dude. We're talking about the right stuff.
But I mean, yeah. I mean that's also what I meant yesterday. Whenever I was like, there's some geniuses that live like normal lives that they weren't meant just for one thing, like because they had a wonder.
Yeah.
They couldn't keep that one thing because like they're just minds race and they're good at a lot of things and they can just do it.
Yeah.
And I mean like that, and that's what I meant. Like that's what I could see. Like someone that could work out and do this and do that and do that.
Yeah.
But I feel like yeah, you're right. I mean, maybe a scientist can't you're right. Someone doing that.
Yeah.
Could do that, but I feel like I guess it is the people that just give their life to it.
Yeah.
That tend like they can't do anything else. I feel like that's more of a. I also think it's like an addiction.
Mm-hmm.
Like people that have addict, like and they're like very smart, they get addicted to things.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's true. There's studies that say that addiction tends to affect people with higher intelligence, because also people with higher intelligence have their brain is wired a little bit different with a reward system.
Yeah.
You know, they're it's that pushing the limit. I mean, that's what makes them intelligent.
Yeah.
You know, they're pushing the limits.
And that's what I saw. And I was going to say yesterday.
That's why I feel like discipline is also important. And that's why I think people that are successful like that, they've developed a routine and a discipline that allows them to stay focused like that. Because dude, that requires a tremendous amount of focus. You know, doing research like that.
And I feel like but I feel like addicts don't need this. I mean, they're addicted.
Addicts, yeah, they're like, if you're an addict, you have no discipline.
And that when you necessarily don't need it to do it, to like do that job, because I mean you're already addicted to it. Like you'll keep on doing it.
Yeah.
It could. I mean, it's bad for you because you'll work on it nonstop.
Yeah.
And it'll mess with you. But at the same time, I mean, you are like once you are addicted to it, like your full attention's on it.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's why I kept on saying yesterday. And like the only person that I imagined that was like Picasso. Like Picasso was an addict, and that's why he got addicted to. What did he get addicted to? Opium. I mean, like you gotta. I mean, anybody could have got, but like he knew he needed something else.
Yeah.
To like help him in his other addiction.
Yeah.
So like you would get addicted trying to do your like main addiction.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta, and I feel like I mean that's what it is like a thing that I see. Maybe it's just addicts, and I feel like I'm an addict. I don't know if I'm like the most intelligent person.
Yeah.
But like I know I'm an addict, and that's why whenever I think of a genius, I just think of an addict.
Yeah.
It's just addicted. He's just addicted.
Yeah. Like a obsessive person.
Obsessive. And I know I'm obsessive.
I'm obsessive too, and I don't know if it's helped me or hindered me, to be honest, dude.
Dude, it helps in certain aspects. With like things like this, it helps.
It helps, yeah.
Because, I mean, last night, all I was worried about was like how to figure this out. And the reason I figured it out was because I couldn't let it go. Yeah. So like I found a way. But there's some aspect. I feel like our obsessions also, like personally, like this is a personal thing, but it's still like it affects both of us. Our obsessions also like it like really makes us really bad with women.
Yeah.
Like really bad.
I know.
Like either like we're obsessed over something else and we don't pay attention to them, or we overly obsess over them, and it's just too much.
Yeah.
And we know it's too much, but we can't help it.
Yeah.
And I feel like the girls I liked, there's some and there's some I'm glad that they got away. I'm glad. I was like it was too much.
Yeah.
And I couldn't help myself. I'm glad. Like the only way it could end is if they ended it.
Dude, I've been just having dreams about love, man. Like, yeah, I think in the end, I wanted that, and I chased the dragon.
And it burned you. This fucking fire all over you.
It's almost like love was heroin, and I
don't know. I always say like love is just like a rose, man. Love is just like a rose. But then I feel like there's some lucky people that just barehanded, we all do it barehandedly. Like they picked it up, and they were able to pick it out. And then there's fools like us that we go to pick it out and we get stabbed by the fucking thorns.
I don't even know if it's that, man. I almost feel like there's love love is like a flame, you know, like a little flame will light a dark room, but if you use too much, it'll burn the house down. Like that.
I thought that was good. I mean, it's already been said.
Yeah.
But, that's better, yeah.
Yeah. And I think, I fucking poured gasoline over everything. Just, yeah. I mean, I've talked about it so much that it just, I don't know. It makes sense. It makes sense that things happen that way.
Yeah, it is. It does. I mean, I don't know where we'll find, that one.
Yeah.
Either we find the one or we find the thing. I feel like that's how it would go. I mean, I feel like that's, in my mind, that's how it would go. You're either going to find the woman that will make you, that will give you all emotion. It'll make you, she can, piss you off, make you happy, but, you'll get all of it. What's the air?
Oh.
Wait, let me turn it off.
Did you pause it?
No, I just keep it going.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I have had trouble with love and women, and I think it's my personality. Too desperate. Too desperate. Too passionate.
Not desperate. I feel like passionate.
Passionately
Passionate's a little bit
desperate.
more.
Well, I mean, I was desperate for love. I was desperate for the attention, and it's also like, it was the feeling that I wanted everything, but I didn't want to give anything,
Yeah.
and like I still have that attitude,
Yeah, I know.
and it's bad. Like it's not a good attitude for life. Like to want everything and not give anything.
Yeah.
You know, it's give and take. And that's why I say like I have trouble like with any sort of commitment to anything because
You want it all, but you don't
I
give it
want
all.
everything, but I don't want to give it. Like I want it to come to me, like with painting, with writing, with everything. Like I want it to come to me naturally without me trying. I don't want to put any effort into it. And you know, I don't know. I've tried to look deep inside myself to figure out what could be the cause of it and how to fix it, but I have yet to find that.
I feel like I'm opposite. I feel like I give too much, and then I don't remember that I have to get anything. That I have to get something in return.
Maybe.
And maybe that's why I always said like I don't want fame, but I also want to like give my all to like music or to something because I don't want anything, but at the same time I want to give it all. And both are pretty terrible because like I am like wearing myself out doing that, and you're just wasting like time like trying to like trying to like wait till that comes to you. And I mean it's both. I mean that's what I mean, like at one point it's gonna break. We're either gonna find something we're gonna give our all to, and you're gonna give it to your all, and we're gonna both give and get, or we're gonna find the one to do that. But I feel like it's only gonna be one. I feel like because our obsessiveness are still gonna happen, but I feel like it's gonna be like balanced enough, but like you still give it your all to that one person. Because I feel like if you found the one, then you'd probably still do this, but it wouldn't be like I want to give my all to that. You probably give it all to her. Then if you had children, you give it all to them.
Yeah.
And you get it in return because you'd see how great. Because you want to see it. It's still a creation you do. Because when you love someone, you still create that like the moments and do that. And you're still like it's still kind of the way you do it. I feel like it's still like an art.
Yeah.
To love someone.
Oh yeah, yeah. To live a certain type of life and to be happy is an art, man.
I mean, yeah, and it's very difficult.
It's very difficult.
Mostly for both of us. I mean, it is. And I
feel it's just, and the fucked up thing is, dude, it's just easy. It's just about choosing to be happy.
I don't know. I don't feel like it's that easy.
Because it's not that easy because we are holding ourselves back with our own mind.
I feel like it's not just about, all right, I'm going to be happy. It's about giving everything else up.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. But
it's a mental thing. Because you're not holding on to anything. Like, the only attachment you have to anything is through your mind.
I mean, I know. That's what I'm saying. I mean, you're giving up something.
Yeah.
You're giving up everything you have in your mind. Because for you to be happy, you'd have to give up writing. Because that's what makes you like you write about your thoughts. You write about and that's what I'm saying. You give up things like that. You give up. Stupidity is bliss.
Ignorance is bliss.
Ignorance is bliss. That's why it's also difficult for us to be happy because we'd rather try to be smart or be smart, be intelligent, than and giving that up to try to be like, oh yeah, live a normal life, go to a job, be happy, and then do this.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's why I was telling you earlier that I feel that sometimes I feel some sort of envy.
For people that can do that?
Yeah, for people that can do that. You know, that people that just have a job. You know, they get paid on the Friday or on a Thursday or whenever.
Party weekend and
they maybe not even party, but you know they have leisure time and They don't think about the universe. They don't think about Iran. They don't think about the bushfire. They don't think about Picasso. They don't think about anything. It's like, I mean, their lives are probably
Very
boring,
nice.
but they're nice and they're happy.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know, I don't know. But then I start thinking, I was like, who is that? Who is that? Who is that? Who have I met that's like that?
I feel like Hector would be one of them. Hector.
I mean, Francisco, he figured it out, dude.
He was able to let go. But, like, Francisco never... I mean, he still thinks.
Yeah.
But it's never, like, It's not, like, overwhelming thoughts.
We're
we overwhelm ourselves. And that's what most people that are depressed do. They overwhelm themselves with thoughts. And, I mean, that's what we do. But we also are, like... I mean, we feel like that's... Our calling is based on...
that.
Of being, like, intelligent and being tortured by our own selves. Because in reality, anyone that suffers, they do suffer, like, I mean, there's like, environmental, like, in some the environment that can, but most of the time, what people really go through depression is themselves. Like, they get into their own heads.
Yeah.
And that's what we do. We torture ourselves.
We do.
To do to say, to think what we do. And I tried. I thought I was able to live that life. And I always told you, dude, I could live a life like that. But then I was like, actually, I can't. I might be able to, like, do it. But I'd still be depressed because my thoughts would still go on. And, like, maybe I wasn't. I'd probably be more depressed. Because I'm already depressed because I already have those thoughts and I can't take them away.
Yeah.
And I'm not doing anything to try to, like, benefit from them.
Yeah.
I'm just, like, letting myself go. And I feel like... So, yeah, I mean... it is hard. I haven't... Yeah, I mean... Doing the thing about Pedro Infante's charisma was also... It was my anger... It was, I mean, if you take it step by step, it was like taking my anger to become that charisma. But the reason I'm angry is because I have all these thoughts in my head that piss me off. Yeah. And really, like, things that are said, either I think they're idiotic, and I'm like, what the fuck? Or I say something idiotic and I get mad at myself. And it's just like, yeah, like, my thoughts are just, it's what are making me mad. Like, that's what I'm furious. So, like, yeah, it's my thoughts. It's my mind. It's my, like,
I mean, it's my own mind. My own mind makes me afraid.
Afraid, angry.
Well, for me, I think it's mostly afraid.
I mean, I know. I mean,
like,
but those are the things. Like,
yeah.
Your mind will either make you.
Really, I mean, and I know, like, dude, it doesn't matter. Like, it shouldn't matter.
But it does for us.
Yeah, like, I shouldn't be afraid to say what I want to say, and I shouldn't be afraid to do what I want to do. Like, I shouldn't be afraid. And see, that's the thing is, like, I was properly trained to be a civilized member of society.
Yeah.
And then I rebelled. But my mind is taking a while for it to catch up to my rebellion, I guess.
I feel like you stop rebelling, dude.
Huh?
I feel like that would help.
Stop?
Stop.
Yeah.
And maybe, like...
Just to accept the fear and...
Like, yeah, like...
Be like, alright, I will live like a rhinoceros in a ranch.
I guess.
Yeah, like the fear's defenses.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still, like, I'll still eat. Like, I'll still roam.
I mean, yeah, you'll still roam. Yeah. I mean, the fence will get bigger and protect you. The fence will soon get bigger. Like, you're going to need more space. Or they'll move you to a different, like, the same, fear's still the fence. It's a different location.
Yeah.
I mean, because, like, it's just worn out.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah, I mean, like, you've already rebelled enough. You've escaped. You left your protection. You left your home. Like, for you to come back and also see things differently, it's like, you've changed enough to where, like, if you come back to, like, where you were trained to be, you're still kind of trained, but it still won't be the same. Yeah. Instead of keep on trying to fight it.
You're right, dude. I'm not a wild man. I'm not a wilderness man. I'm not.
And I feel like the same thing with me. Like, I mean, I actually, well, I'm not running away from anything. I mean, I tried doing the family father thing. That was kind of me running away from my own pride.
Yeah.
It's my pride that makes me angry. It's my pride that doesn't allow me. It doesn't want me to. I don't want to hear myself like say something stupid.
Yeah.
Or someone else say something stupid and me like hear it because my pride gets in the way.
Yeah.
And it's my pride is my fence. And I'm okay with it. For me to run away with it, it would cause like a lot of damage. I'd probably be worse.
Yeah.
I'd probably be okay, but then I'll explode. I'll like have like, because like you're okay. And then you'll explode. And you're like, what the fuck? And then you'll be okay and you'll explode. But the explosions are huge. Like they come like, it's like you go into a different city to start over and you destroy it all.
Yeah.
Like you wandered, but like you still have that and you destroy it all. And that's me. Like if I were to do that, if I were to try to be okay with everything,
yeah,
I'd blow up. I'd blow everything up. I'd blow everything up around me.
Yeah. And I mean, that's what, I was trying to, like, I mean, when you talked about it and when we talked about it and you started saying how you wanted to experiment with that, I was like, yeah, dude, go for it. And then I was like, just, that's a possibility of what could happen.
Oh, I know,
you
yeah.
know? Like, I and it's because, like, it's the same experimentation I've had.
I mean, I feel like everybody experiments trying to, like, do something out of the odd. But, like, it's not like...
And I wonder, but do they really, like, I wonder...
I mean, I don't think they don't think about it as much as we do.
Yeah.
That's why, I mean, I feel like I thought about it a lot.
Yeah.
And I feel like after I exploded yesterday with the anger, I realized, like, no, dude, yeah, you're right. I was like, I'm not made for this. I'm like, my whole life I've been able to use my anger to my advantage. I might as well keep on doing that.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I'm happy sometimes and I can be, like, joyful, but I know, like, my anger is still the reason why I'm here.
Yeah.
Like, I've used it and I've learned to use it.
Yeah.
It's about, I was just raised like that. I was just an angry little kid. I mean, you said it yourself. I was like a little devil.
Yeah.
And my dad also raised me like that. It's like...
Yeah, dude. See that? Yeah.
And I was raised like that. And I was raised. It's also genetics, and I was raised like that.
Yeah.
And I feel like my uncle is kind of like... my uncle's not nothing. I feel like my uncle, my tío Enrique...
Yeah.
He was the same way like I am. I feel like he was the same way I am. And he changed. I feel like he did change. Like, he tried to change himself for the better. But in reality, it's making him, like, it's kind of saddening. Because it's not him.
Yeah.
And he couldn't use, like, what he was back then to his advantage. So that's why he had to change.
Yeah.
And I feel like my dad is the same. My dad, when he called you, and I thought about it, when he called you, he's like, you're a bunch of, like, bitches for, like... Hypocrites for saying all that. And I was like... And, like, if you come here, if you're a real man, you come, like, you don't live around... I was like, Dad, you grew up where everything was given to you.
Yeah.
Until, like, you rebelled. Like, he had his rebellious stage.
Yeah.
Like, but he was also taken care of. And he was told what to do, and he followed until, like, at one point he broke, and he tried to do something else.
Yeah.
I was like, the reason you couldn't make it is because you didn't know how to use what you had in advantage.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have taken that, alright, everybody trust me. I was like, you can do still some, like, different stuff, but, like, you threw it all away to start over.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like, that's not how it works. Like, you just throw some shit away.
Yeah. And,
like, but you keep who you were when you were a kid.
Yeah, dude, that's what I was thinking about today. I was thinking about, dude, I'm just afraid. That's just my nature.
Yeah.
You know, like, I shouldn't be running away from it. Like, I should really be using it to my advantage.
Yeah.
You know, like, listening to my fear. And I mean, it's not bad.
It's not, I mean, you're...
Like, I'm really creating a conflict with myself.
Yeah. I mean, your fear is what keeps you alive. It's
yeah.
keeps you going.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's kept me alive. It's kept me out of trouble.
I mean, yeah, and you trying to rebel from it.
Yeah, right. And me, like, trying to rebel from it is actually me not being who I really am.
Yeah.
I should be just a fucking scaredy cat.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can be okay with that.
I mean,
I've always been.
Yeah, you've always been afraid.
Yeah.
You always, dude, I'm just scared. I'm like, I know, but you always wanted to be like,
nah,
I'm good.
No, yeah.
But like, yeah, you have to be afraid and you have to learn. I mean, your fear will like take you to something different.
I mean, dude, my fear. I mean, I've been able to do pretty cool things in spite of my fear.
Yeah.
Step in a cage and.
But that's what kept your fear like, fucking, the fear thing.
Yeah.
I mean, fucking the Brazilian guy, Gracie said it.
Yeah.
He's like, for you to do this, like, you have to be afraid of everything.
Yeah.
Like, of every possibility.
Yeah.
Like, fear it. I mean, you'll still do it, but that's what also kept you, like, cautious.
Yeah.
And if something came up, you were already prepared for it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that, I mean, that's what I'm always, I'm not attached. And I'm like mentally, sometimes now at this point, I don't even have to prepare, like, I don't even have to distance myself from, like, anyone to, like, be cut off, like, to cut them off or be cut off.
Yeah.
It can literally happen. I'll be like, alright, dude, it's just time.
Yeah.
I don't have the attachment, like, I'm just like, I've just grown.
Yeah.
And I've used it to my advantage. Like, back then, I was still learning, because I was kind of using it to my advantage, but it was, like, a bad way.
Yeah.
Because I was preparing myself instead of enjoying the moments that I had.
Yeah.
But now I enjoy the moments. But when it comes down, I don't get hurt. I'm like, dude, we had a good time.
Yeah.
It's over now. Like, it's just time to move on.
Yeah.
And I feel like, yeah. I mean, I've learned. And I'm still learning to, like, you know, do some shit with my anger or my pride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn, dude, I feel so much better now.
Yeah. Oh, dude, let's just cut it off.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good one.
All right.
What should we depart with? I know. What's the word? I don't remember the word. But yeah, it was good. Till next time, be safe and you know, watch out for airplanes. Brush your teeth.
All right.